Alright, so I've been planning on making this video for ages, but in light of the election and other recent events, the topic feels more prescient than ever, and probably not for the reasons you would think. If I could give one piece of advice to everyone, it would be to work with a therapist, or a spiritual mentor, or coach, or whoever can hold non-judgmental space for you. And yes, I mean everyone. See, most people think going to see a therapist is like seeing a doctor. Like you only go if you're in crisis or if there's something really wrong with you. But that's not how I see it at all. Here's how I see it. Therapy is self-growth on steroids. Let me explain. I've spent my entire life obsessed with self-growth, constantly reading, learning, working on myself, trying everything possible to be the best me I can be. And I have to say, I think I've done all right for myself. I mean, I've made a lot of progress in virtually all areas of my life, and I'm pretty proud of it. But one thing that's been constant throughout all of this is that I've always been stubborn. I've always thought I could just do this all on my own, and I was too proud to accept help from anybody. Well, that finally changed this past year. Thank God. I've spent the past 6 months working with a psychotherapist, and the 6 months before that working with a spiritual mentor, which for me was pretty much the same thing. And it's been fucking awesome. My self-growth has accelerated like 5 times. In the past year, I've grown more than the last few years combined, blowing through inner blocks, becoming aware of blind spots, and yes, knowing I have support when times get rough, which is a godsend. Look, therapy is not just for people who are going through some crazy huge crisis. Although if you are, it would be super helpful. No, dude. Everyone could benefit from having a spotter in life. From taking aside some time every week to just stop, reflect, to examine your life, look at it from different angles, explore it, with someone who's unbiased and can give you guidance and support. Whether you're a high-performing CEO or a devout spiritual seeker, everyone could benefit from that. Or here's another way of looking at it. Maybe therapy is just for messed up people with emotional problems. Well, guess what? We're all messed up. All of us carry emotional traumas and wounds, usually inflicted when we are children, that are so deeply ingrained in us, we don't even know they're there. And yet, they control nearly every aspect of our lives and show up as all sorts of subconscious patterns, like placing your value in status or material things, constantly needing to be busy to feel self-worth, always needing to be in a relationship, always avoiding being in a relationship, feeling triggered when someone disagrees with you, feeling blocked creatively, being way too hard on yourself. All these things we assume are just fixed parts of our personalities, but they're not. They were patterns that were formed and they can be unformed. But often we can't see these blind spots on our own. That's why it can be so effective to work with someone else. They can help you investigate these subconscious patterns, explore them, bring them to light. And once you start to do that, you stop being a prisoner to them. You start to cut free the puppet strings that were controlling your every move. As Carl Jung once said, until you make the subconscious conscious, it will direct your life and you will call it fate. And that's what's happening for all of us. Do you want your subconscious directing your entire life? Or do you want to be the one calling the shots? So, the way I see it, you'd be crazy not to have a therapist. Yeah, I mean, you could try to work through all this shit yourself, but why? Life's short. I don't have the next 30 or 40 years to slowly make my way through this shit. I want more happiness, more love, more healthy relationships, more peace in my life as soon as fucking possible. And I'm sure you feel the same way. So why not give it a shot? It could change your life and it's kind of worth finding out, right?